Thank you for tuning in with Enchantress. That is me, the Babbler. That is me on this evolutionary, revolutionary rise of an uprise at this time. And so, of course, here I am, taking a long time to press record as I hear the spirited call to press record and now show face. And working through my own feels. It's a process, you know? All of this is a process, so evolution. And then I said, can you just give me words of encouragement here, before I go and hit record? And then that's when I hit record, right? When you pull the card of evolution, you realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love or understanding, you know? I'm even expanding on my understanding of love itself, the vibration, the vortex, the energy that exists, this portal that we tap into, you know? But that's not what this is about. It's about this moving in this sloth-like energy, new beginnings. Could also be a page, a message that even hits us slower, you know, sloth-like, the message, or just even the epiphanies, or the just understanding of something that it's we grow, we evolve, right? And we expand and expand and expand, but as it seems to be in this, human species development, we have our ups and downs. And so there's not always highs, there's not always lows, this roller coaster we know. But the clicking of what's this missing, that information is slow, and we know that as we grow and we evolve, and we know that although we let it go, and we're okay, we're gonna get into this flow and receive, be this thing, that is so open, and evolving too, and observing the process consciously. You and me, we're a team, galactically, operating from our space, placement, continuums. And so, even those that are so evolutionary and futuristic and so grand in their stance while inhabiting these lands, still something deep, like a creep, exists so down in the realms of source, origins, roots, right? And so we're just can you speed up the process of me understanding this life? And it's nice try. So what do? You align with your truth, and you evolve in that way, in that continuum too, and participate in whatever shape or form that you are embodying. And that form might change. We are energy in that kind of way, building foundations in a slow kind of way. You know what I'm saying? For the piece of change that it is that we are creating with these alignment things that we are working on for our aces, new everything, because we're unlearning things, and it's a process. Slow, it feels, but amazing for reals. So you can live like a king on your own lands. Having got there, however slow you think you grow. You know, this change for peace exists. We have every infinite potential to feel this way. But many many vibrate as they do. Hopefully, peace is being spread onto you with the things that I do. You know? Evolution. So I was reading something and it struck a chord with something, and I just think that I want to share it, right? So the sentence that I read was it's about traumas and abuses, and just, you know, the alignment of our chakras, and just like the system of our chakras and how it ties to certain kind of things because of our body, you see, and just how the things that are created, feelings are created, right? They exist. It's energy. And so, you know, as a body worker, you know, I went to school for, you know, massage therapy, occupational therapy, and just, you know, my own intuitive practices with energy work, body work, and just, you know, my own trainings and stuff like that, and experiences with, you know, so many bodies, so many souls, you know, each with their own story and ailment, or, you know, reason for wanting to receive, you know, body work. And even if you feel great, it still feels good to be, you know, treated in that kind of way. Many people don't realize that we store a lot of our experiences, our feelings, which are energy creations that happen all the time. And just how we have compartments in our minds that store information over spans of time, or that's the illusion that we have as our visual to see the capacity of understanding our brain waves of operation, or just how our neurological systems and stuff all function, and how multidimensional we are as a species that is perceiving life in this kind of 3D way. And so, like, you know, that's our Shivas. Yeah, so I know. So, we store many things in our bodies, and, you know, many things you're gonna be seen if you go. Yeah.
Where's my charger? Oh,
Great. This is real life, folks, okay? I'm not gonna edit this out. I don't know how to edit. If I didn't know how to edit, maybe I would. Okay. Either way, like, what can I say? It's not gonna prevent or stop me from continuing where I am. I just who's there's no edit to life. As real as can be, as raw and authentic as can possibly be felt, vibed, aligned at this time. I don't got time to play games with all this, other stuff. I'm artistic in so many different kind of ways of expression that I openly and actively share, and there's many things that I don't. But to stop myself from recording due to like non-edits or like perfection and stuff like that, I'm not doing that anymore. I did for a long time, you know what I mean? So anyways, sorry for that distraction and going off topic here. What was I saying? So yeah, we store a lot of our experiences, our feelings, especially if it goes unexpressed or like heavy into our systems, the same way that, we overthink or think or pick up things that, and now if you are in this quantum science of life and you are beginning to further expand your ability to conceive such grand concepts of mind blown, kind of like, okay, it's so simple, but like still so hard for the human to conceive because it's not a tangible thing, certain things to be able to perceive, receive, and comprehend, and articulate, these intrinsic. Did I say right? I don't know. I make up words too. But this like, it's so multi-dimensional and it's the word I'm looking for, like complex in its workings, right? Like, yet so simple in digestion if one allows for that seed to further expand their lands. Like, there's a lot of things happening here that that is wow, anyways, 13 minutes of that. So so we store a lot of stuff in our bodies, and so I was reading in the line that stood out that I'm going to share with you all is it says, so it is easier to block expression than it is reception. And then it says, easier to block what comes out of us than what comes in. And think about that. So here it's talking about a block in the throat chakra that mostly comes from a block in the discharge of energy. Like, right? So it's easier to block what comes out of us than what comes in. And think about that. That's really massive. And just, it's easier for us to block what comes out of us than what comes in. We're so receptive. And if we're understand of this construct of conditioning of life and all the things that exist in itself that is already created and influencing the environment that you come into, that depending on your level of like consciousness and awareness and just ability to stay in a position where you can entertain many thoughts that exist without taking it immediately as your own, just because you are so heightened in sensitivity to the energy that exists, and sensitive because you feel. You're feeling beings. And so easily persuaded by the energies that exist in these ether lands of air, space, wave pockets that we all share, that are invisible in these shears of layers that also have atoms and molecules and particles and all these things that we see. That we'll talk about that on another video too, if you want to go a little bit more deep. But just, you know, this matter of just letting that sentence sit. It's easier to block what comes out of us than what comes in, because we're receptive in that way, and also conditioned in every way to invalidate that reception, because we're conditioned to keep our focals, our points, on the visuals that exist before us, because they're tangible in reality, perceived 3D reality. And so the feels that are activated by the energies that are influencing don't even realize that they're activated by other energies outside of themselves that are influencing their inner environment, and then just act on that, and then their life experience based off of that interaction is based off of their reality. Like, it's neither here nor there. But what was standing out for me was my procrastination to the hitting the record button and then reading this line about it's easier for us to block what comes out of us than what comes in, throat chakra style, and just thinking about the level of trauma and abuse, because that's the chapter in this book that is pretty cool too, Eastern Body, Western Mind, that just highlights the impact that abuse and traumas can have on our systems, and then the chakras that are affected within us that also become imbalanced internally, externally, as within exudes on out. And just thinking about, like, today for myself, I can always just speak for myself. I'm going to pull a rune and just in regard to this and see what other further insight can be added into this conversation that I'm just, you know, having. Take with it as you will. Take what resonates. If this is not for you, then, you know, click off. If you like this too and you get where I'm going at, and, you know, like, you're patient enough to learn that this is knowledge is power, and it's empowering. So wherever you are is wherever you are. I'm here to seed as far as the seed will spread and be received, you know. And so seeds are we. So that's this thing that I am understanding of. And so I let go and let flow. But still I have a slow, right? A slow progression, well, in this human's eyes, of just completely, like, obeying and doing what I feel compelled or called to do immediately for the block that for whatever the reason may be, we all have these blocks, these things that cause us to overthink or think and not act in accordance to our will, and then having to work through that still, because you are a conscious creator being that is activated and working in alignment with you. And so when these things come up, you know that you must follow suit and deal and learn this unlearn, and figure out where it comes from, and how you can be the solution to whatever pollution you feel that is happening within you. So I just think about like this vortex of energy that exists all around that suppresses us and oppresses us down from expression, which is the most instinctive thing for us to do in this conditioned worldview, is to shut down too, because that is what we can control. The other day I was talking about that in terms of eating, right? To somebody that we were just talking, and I always note when people emotionally eat, right? And for this has expanded for me in terms of understanding my control-based system, whom, if made to be upset or triggered in some kind of way, loses her appetite when upset or made to be upset and disturbed in some kind of way. It has always been my control-based system to do. I don't, like, if I'm about to eat and I'm made to, like, and I'm triggered in some way, or something upsetting happens or whatever, I don't want the food. I'm not hungry. And then, fascinated by just even that control aspect, because literally appetite gone. Like, I don't want it. It's not even a stubborn thing. It's, I don't want it. And realizing too how beneficial that can be for me energetically, to not consume in things emotionally that will only be taken in deeper and consumed because I'm eating while feeling this type of way. And then think about how that goes into your system and is digested in that kind of way. You just ate all of that intake. Instead of letting it out, you put it back in heavier. You know what I mean? So I've been thankful for that sentiment, but still, like, it expanded over time in understanding that that's emotional too. It's an emotional shutdown, but it's an emotional, thing. And, so I had said that, because I find it fascinating, like, what creates things like that. And so, we observe. And, every individual is going to have a different reason for why they do what they do, how they cope the way that they cope. But, this cheers to consciousness and having support systems that are there to further activate you to see, and you make clear the decisions that are going to be for you consciously, though. So that's why, we should always be open to receive, granted, because we are naturally heightened in that way. We receive. It's easier for us to receive things because we take in so many things, because that is how we know to be in this 3D reality. Like, that's just how it works, right? So fear, a major heightened contributor of energy to this block that so many experience, because it is the most easiest feeling way to shut down in that kind of way and not express what you need to say. And just think about how trapped and how if you never address the one, you never address the any. And so it's marinating within you deep plenty, you know? So now, although these messages are timeless, we are experiencing a heightened load of dose of creative flow and blockages being transmuted, with many transmuters contributing to this kind of evolution. And there's always a masterful shift, and exciting for this shift for the feelers that are healers, that are wheelers, penetrating this earth deepest to its core central station. There's going to be a video number 2 to this. And I'm going to pull some cards to expression, like you are ready to manifest your thoughts and transform them into acts of love, okay? Yeah, which brings me back to that statement. I want to further elaborate, you know, me and Babbler is me. So I'm wearing these little ear thingies because mystical is I forever on this kind of mystical vine of a line. I think they're cute, and this is the first time that I've ever worn them this long. I've actually had them on all day because I'm so sensitive in that kind of way. I don't like to feel anything on me heavy. Like if clothes are heavy, if items of jewelry are heavy, I don't do heavy. I need to be light and free and able to climb a tree like instantly, no matter what outfit I have on. So yeah, so usually things like this, after a little moment of time, I'm like, oh, take it off, like, because I feel it. So I do feel it, which now I'm talking about it, so I'm like heightening the feel, and I just want to take it out now. Yeah, they might not last for the second video. I might not have them on with the second video because now I feel them more. So yeah, I'm gonna pull a rune for the next video if you want to follow over into video number 2, and I'll pull some more cards and just talk about this energy of influence that is influencing our atmosphere now, and just how many of us can be attacked right now, like parasitic kind of energies, that, or just the energies that are dominant that can cause like sloth-like behavior, right? That's funny. That can, yeah, when we're here striving for like the peace, the change that has to come within. And so just how to be more mindful, my friends, about these like parasitic kind of energy draining kind of energies that do exist. Being more mindful to this because we're being hit. But it's constant, always. It's just heightened times that our awareness is like there's no more blinds. And so we're communicating this time. So you get what I mean? So no more like of allowing certain things when you see, just speak. You know what I mean? But getting to that place. But yeah, so going on to video number 2.